Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham, and welcome to my show. And today we are joined by none other than Graham's girlfriend.
Hi.
Girlfriend, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So today, this is actually your idea to go and do this video, not my idea. It's a pretty good idea, I have to say. You are going to be watching my first ever YouTube video. And this is actually one that I took off of YouTube, so you can't find it. So if you want to watch that video, I think through this video is now the only way you could see it. The reason I made it unlisted was because I swore a lot. And I decided to take a different direction with the channel and not swear in my videos. So I removed this video and then remade it a year later without the swearing. It's the same video, just cleaned up. So you're gonna see what I was like 3 years ago.
That's going to be interesting because you don't really ever swear much in real life either.
No.
You makes me look pretty bad, and I don't swear a lot at all, but you make me look bad because of how little you swear in comparison to me.
Oh yeah, no, I think YouTube is always watching, so even when I'm not being recorded, I think the algorithm is always on me. So I want to be PG for everyone watching.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, let's watch this. This was now posted over 3 years ago, and this is the video that honestly took me years to get up the courage to do this. And this is the one video that, for me, started everything. And this is the one video that got me my entire start on YouTube, was this video. So,
No pressure.
No pressure, but this is it. Ready? I'm nervous. Let's just do it. Oh, this is so cringy. This is so cringy. What's up, guys? My name is Graham Stephan. This is video number 1 that I'm making to upload onto YouTube. Eventually, I'd like to upload quite a few of these and make this like a normal thing. Until then, I'm kind of winging it at this point.
Why are you talking like that?
What do you mean talking like that?
Hi guys, it's Graham, and I just want to welcome you to your channel, to this channel. This is the first video of many videos that I'm making.
I was really shy. It takes a lot of time to get comfortable talking to a camera and being recorded. You know how many times I did this?
Right.
I tried filming this like 10 times before I got this one. And I was nervous. This was actually filmed during an open house. It was a really slow open house. And you could tell like the front door was right there. And I was praying that no one would come in.
I would just think that you'd be talking quieter, and I don't think the volume of your voice is what's wrong. It's the pitch that I'm hearing and going, wow.
Yeah.
I have never heard you talk like
that low intentionally.
Well, yeah, I was a lot's changed in 3 years. I don't have any material planned, by the way. Like, I'm literally doing this on the fly from my iPhone. So I figured, f it, I'm just gonna make a video, upload it. If you guys like it, fantastic. If you don't like it, let me know how I can make it better. I cringe,
Wow.
I cringe at that. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Well, part of me looks at that and it's like, that's pretty inspirational because you went from this to this, you know? I mean, it did obviously take some time, but it's interesting to see too, at the beginning, you were all nervous because you didn't have all the equipment.
I had nothing. Just my phone. That was it. Just doop. That was all I did.
Also, what happened to that jacket? It's nice.
Yeah, it was built of pleather. And so what ended up happening was that it just wore off and started like flaking off everywhere.
Oh.
And so I had to throw it out. But that was one of my favorite jackets. And it's just, I got like 5 years of wear out of it. And then, yeah, just disintegrated. So a quick background on me. And again, I don't say this to brag or anything like that. But I do want to give you an idea of just, I guess, what's possible. I'm 26 years old now. I started selling real estate really shortly after I turned 18 years old. Since then, I've had about $100 million worth of sales, and I've made over $2 million in commission for myself. That's within about 8 years.
I love that this is like, not to brag, but I have made, and then now you're like, this is how much YouTube paid me, and this is how I got my Tesla for free.
I started saying that though before everyone else started saying it.
Right.
Because after this, everyone was like, I'm not bragging, but you know, last week I made $200,000. Now everyone says that. I said this in the very beginning before finance videos were a thing. Before this was really like its own topic on YouTube. This was the very beginning of it. Really, not a lot of business content was out there before really Ty Lopez kind of paved the way for a lot of people. I just want you to understand that I did not come from a wealthy family. I wasn't spoon-fed any like special clients or deals or anything like that from family connections. I have no one in my family that's even in the real estate industry. So I just want to say that you're not thinking that like, oh, of course this guy did all this business. Like he must have had some connections or like that.
I do cringe every single time you cuss on here. It's very interesting.
I do not like that at all. That's why I made this video private. It's not like there's any bad. It's just too much swearing, and I did not want that out. So.
It's also interesting to see you started from the beginning explaining my parents went paycheck to paycheck. They lived renting. I wasn't spoon-fed. And you still have people today that are like, this guy was spoon-fed. His parents were wealthy. He must have had connections. And
people just assume whatever they want to assume. But
yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know if that's usable. You should cut that.
Okay. I worked part-time at this company that imported and exported exotic fish and coral. And my job, because I was really into like reef tanks and photography at the time, my job was I would take pictures of their coral and fish that would come in every Tuesday and Thursday. I would get paid $1 for every picture that I'd take, Photoshop, and then I'd send it off to be uploaded onto their website.
Your voice starts to get more like your voice the longer you're talking.
I was more comfortable. Yeah, once you get into a flow of a video, it just, everything goes so seamlessly. For me, even in the very beginning of any time I film a video, the first minute takes me so long to do because I want it to be perfect. And then once you warm up after that, it's so easy. So I was getting paid about $20 to $35 per hour. When you're like 15 years old, 14 years old, making like, you know, I'd work a few hours, you'd make like 90 to $100 in a day. That's a lot of money. Like that's like you see the guys like making a rain. That like that's how I felt when I was like 15 years old. Oh. A lot has changed. I have changed a lot as a person since then.
Money, guys. We got money.
I don't even know if I could say that because I don't want to risk YouTube demonetizing the video.
Blurb
I will
it out.
bleep that out. Yeah. Yeah. A lot has changed.
Wow.
Yeah, this was the first 4 months of all of my videos. That's why a lot of my beginning videos are all private, because they were like this. Some people loved it because they felt like it was so different than everything else. But I'm looking back at this and I am just, you know, I didn't know.
I also can't stop staring at the horse in the background. For whatever reason, it's really drawing my attention.
I gotta stop horsing around.
You might wake the neighbors.
So at that point where I was kind of figuring, well, I'm not going to get into any college. I had zero backup plan. I'm like, I got to do something. So I started getting my real estate license. And I figured it was something I could do online, which I did. I didn't step foot in a classroom to get my real estate license. I did it all online because I, again, not into school. But I got my real estate license online. One little thing I want to mention, well, two things. One, it takes a lot of effort to hold up your phone like that for like 30 minutes. And you see me, every now and then one hand gets tired and I just like swiftly switch hands so you don't really notice. And then the other thing is both of those, yeah, the shirt and the sweater were both H&M. So
I figured.
Still to this day, H&M. Nothing has changed. I would go to open houses every single Sunday. If the agent wasn't busy, I'd go and talk to them, introduce myself, and ask them their advice. Pretty much every single agent that I talked to was very discouraging about it. But when you're 18, sometimes you have selective hearing and you kind of hear only what you want to hear, what you want to believe. So I kind of was just like, they're just all kind of bitter. Like, let me keep it going. Let me keep it going.
You were totally right on that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
is it really being selective or just having a vision and going for it?
I just ignored what everyone was saying if it didn't line up with what I wanted to believe. And sure enough, 2 months in, I met an agent who was very encouraging. And he basically told me that I'm 18, I have zero mortgage, I don't have a kid, I don't have a wife, I have zero obligations. I have zero mortgage, I have zero kids, I have zero wife.
You've no kid, no wife, no mortgage.
Perfect time to be a real estate agent. Link in description, Real Estate Agent Academy.
It's not wrong. If you're going to make a risky career move, you might as well do it when you have nothing to lose.
And I think that day we must have talked for about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It was a slow open house, but we talked for a while.
It's funny how you talking about how you got started in real estate was from a slow open house, and then you getting started in YouTube was from a slow open house.
That's really cool, actually. That's neat. It goes to show you, like, the best things can happen at a slow open house. That's when the real magic happens.
Yeah.
I was into photography, and I noticed a lot of agents didn't want to do leases. No one wanted to do lease because on a lease, you get paid about 1/10 to 1/20th of what you would make if you had sold a home.
You had mentioned to me about going on tangents and how you thought it was cute in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. And you had mentioned to me later that you realize later it's not cute. It's kind of a little bit annoying. It's hard for me to follow your story a little bit because I don't know where you're going.
This was all off the top of my head. None of this was rehearsed or planned. So this was all just like, let me talk and tell my story for as long as I could. And I think this was like 30 minutes at the very beginning that I cut down to 17 minutes.
I don't think it's bad. It's really good for a first video, but it's interesting because you have mentioned parts of this first video to me.
Yeah.
To see exactly what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, you got to script out as much as you can because you prevent tangents like this one. To this day, I would say about 90% of my business and 90% of my success is due to Craigslist. I posted so much. I would post every day and I'd have different ads. I found certain titles attracted more views than others. I found that when I put like the realty company on the ad that I would get much fewer calls than if I just put like call Graham. I found that when I put a phone number on an ad, they're more likely to reach out to you than just an email. I mean, I use like Craigslist trackers to track which ads were getting the most views, which price range was getting the most views, which ones I get the most calls on. I really narrowed this down. It took me about a year to really get this down, maybe about a year and a half to really get it down perfectly. And I got really good at leases. You thinking what I'm thinking?
You were already playing an algorithm
Yeah.
far before you started YouTube.
Yeah. I'm listening to this and I'm like, I do the same thing now with YouTube. Nothing has changed from Craigslist getting real estate clients to YouTube getting views. That's nuts. I was obsessed over Craigslist ads. Like I had trackers that you could put before they disabled HTML on Craigslist. I had trackers on every single ad, and I would check the tracker at the end of the day to see which ads were getting the most clicks, and then I would alter all of my ads based on the ones that were getting the most clicks.
Huh.
From the very beginning. Oh yeah, and I would test out pictures, titles.
He would never tell you this, but he is obsessed with the algorithm. It's bad. I mean, he talks about it like a YouTube god is the algorithm.
It is.
He very, very obsessive over it. So I'm not surprised that
Yeah.
wow.
Wait, we gotta smash the algorithm for the YouTube like button. So I think my first year from leases, I made like 30 grand, which again, when you're 18 years old, 30 grand is a ton of money. I mean, that's a lot of money to make when you're 18. And I kept it up. It actually took me, by the way, a year to sell my first house. So for all the people that are thinking, real estate is a get-rich-quick scheme, it's not. It took me a year to sell my first house.
Who says real estate is a get rich quick scheme?
A lot of people. You would actually be surprised. Most of the ads that you see on any of my real estate videos are all like,
I'm going to teach you how to flip 4 homes in 1 month with no money down, no experience, and none of your own money.
and you get a lot of those people do say that in those ads. I've never seen a person successful from that.
That sounds like the computer virus that pops up that says, hi, you have 14 viruses. Run scan now.
That's pretty much it. And you can't click off. You have to watch the whole thing because you're so enticed. Be like, I want 15 grand a month working from home with 0 experience at 15 years old. Watch the whole ad. We should have that flashing on the screen, subliminal message, watch the ads.
Oh, super fast too. It's like blub, 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 blub.
It took me about a year to sell my first house. It was from a couple that I met at an open house. I was sitting in an open house. They walked in. They liked the fact that I was young, that I was just getting into the industry, and really they gave me the chance to work with them.
You're very direct on this part. When you're telling this part of the story, you did a good job at keeping on the straight line of your story path where you can easily follow what you're talking about.
Good.
So I'll compliment that since earlier I was bashing.
Cool. The other thing I did too is I saved everything that I made. Besides buying the Lotus, which was an impulse purchase because I had the money and that was my dream car and it was there, I saved everything and I lived like a broke college student off like $5 Subways.
That was an impulse purchase because that was my dream car and I always wanted it, but it was an impulse.
That was. No, it was. I went online and I saw the car posted. It was in San Francisco. And I literally got a plane ticket up there. I had never driven a stick shift before, and the Lotus was stick shift. Got a plane ticket, flew up to San Francisco, had no ticket back, had nowhere to go, had nowhere to stay. I was 19, and I just showed up at this guy's house, and I just went to a bank and wrote him a cashier's check. And that was it. And then I drove the car back. I had no, that was as impulsive as you can get.
It's not a full impulse buy, though, because it was something you had always wanted and you had dreamed about. So how impulsive can you really count that as being
When you just
something
see,
you dreamed
I wasn't
about?
planning. I wasn't planning on it. I just looked online and there it was. It was like, okay, let's make it happen. Eventually, one day, I'd love to transition more into the investment side of things. Maybe in the next 10 years or so, I'd like to be a full-time landlord and maybe do sales somewhat on the side.
Are you a full-time landlord right now?
No. Jeez, nowhere close to be a full-time landlord. Honestly, I don't think landlording is that involved to be full. Like, I don't know what I would do all day being a full-time landlord.
I feel like you would have to have multiple apartment buildings to
But even then, first of all, there's not much to manage being a landlord. And also, it's like, unless things are breaking every day, what are you going to do? I think it's almost impossible to be a full-time landlord. It's really about an hour a week if you really try. Once they're already set up and running, there's no reason to be a full-time landlord without doing something else. But if you like this video, by the way, please feel free to comment down below. If I missed anything, literally comment down below and I'll answer it.
Are they supposed to know if you missed anything if you're just talking about you and they have no idea who you are?
Graham, you missed the part where you blah, 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 you know. I don't know. In my mind, I thought that if I didn't cover something or if I didn't give enough detail or if someone had a question about my story, that should be the comment. So if I missed like, oh, Graham, you didn't talk about this, you know, what about this? Then I would go and talk about it. Literally comment anything down below. Anything.
For the YouTube algorithm.
For the algorithm. How about this? Comment the most random thing you possibly can that's not relevant to the video whatsoever. It's got to be PG though, so nothing nothing crude or anything like that. But just comment something totally random that's going to confuse people who just start watching the video and then scroll down to the comments first thing.
Right. You could write anything from, oh my gosh, I cannot believe the cat did that. To
that's the first thing that came into your mind because that's true. That's real life now. Is I can't believe what the cat just did.
Man, I can't believe that dinosaur skull really did that. Confuse everybody. They'll be looking right here the whole video. It's great. They'll not have to listen to me talk really bad and me being really bad at reacting to things. They'll just be looking right here, but we'll get the watch time. Ow, I hit that.
I'll probably make a video of investing in real estate as well. Things that I've learned through dealing with buyers and sellers. This is not going to be the only one. And again, this is me literally rambling now for like 20 minutes. So I hope this was okay. It's my first time making a video like this. Again, if you like it, hit the thumbs up and hope to see you guys soon.
What happened to the audio at the end?
I don't know. I am just as confused on that. I don't know why it went all funky there.
I like seeing where you got your start.
Yeah.
It makes sometimes I look at how you do your videos and I think, how is he so good at this? And how does he know how to edit this correctly? And he speaks so well on camera that I think it made you look a little bit more human on this with me.
Well, what you see now is me doing over 550 videos. So I did this 550 times to get to where I am today.
I really liked it.
I'm glad.
You were really cute.
Thank you. Even when I was wearing sunglasses inside in the evening, a lot of people commented about that.
My final thought is Graham actually did used to cuss, and we all need to remember this. I don't know. I was trying to do something funny.
Okay, no, it's fine. So anyway, guys, I think we're going to end it here, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to destroy the YouTube algorithm for the like button. I would really appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily, so if you want to be a part of it there, feel free to add me there. And then also, if you guys want 2 free stocks, that's right, use the link down below in the description. Webull is going to be giving you 2 free stocks when you deposit $100 on the platform. One of those stocks is going to be valued up to $1,400. So make sure to use that link down below. Deposit $100, get your 2 free stocks. You got your 2 free stocks. You got like a 14% return on your $100. It's pretty good. So you may as well just do it, and it's worth it. You may as well. It's a great free stock trading platform. It's like Robinhood. $0 stock trades, and they got a whole bunch of other features too. So you may as well use that. So anyway, guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.